items that we have in there that they can end up using towards the maintenance of that building.
I have a question. How long is it going to be before we'll be able to get the, apparently the COA has a lot of stuff stored in there. How long do you estimate it's going to be before that can get moved over to the?
Mr. Morrison's in the hall.
He can come in here now.
Yeah, I would think that, you know, it could be moved at any time. We'd like to wait probably another 3 or 4 weeks before we move it, but it could be moved at any time if it needed to be moved.
But I mean,
Safely, you know, I'm not trying to force.
The CPC money that we're gonna use, we can't vote until annual town meeting anyway.
that's
Oh,
correct.
all right.
That has to be voted at annual town meeting.
Right, but we have to start that process, and my understanding is that that process has to be started between now and December, so that they got all the information that they need.
Right.
So that it can be submitted
Right.
to town meeting.
Right.
So, I mean, we're at least slightly ahead of the curve here on this one.
You don't want to sell off the Council on Aging stuff.
No.
No, that's what I was concerned about, because.
Well, it's in one
It is
room.
marked.
It's all in one room, too.
They're
And
talking
it's-
about selling the other stuff that we have there, you know, selling off like the school stuff that's in there. And I don't want it to start selling off the Council on Aging stuff while we're doing it.
No, I'm not talking about council of aging.
That's all in one room and they can be
Sell
walked.
it all. There's still some stuff in the kitchen that,
Is he marked, earmarked for COA?
yeah.
Right. The fridges and stuff you're talking, yeah. So, yeah. but- All right. Who else? Yes.
One thing that was brought up today, you mentioned that space on the town website was getting small, and you were considering retracting some information that was up there.
Well, that was what Jeff said, yeah.
Okay, well, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
So what I was hopeful was that you might be able to figure out how to increase the amount of space that one has on the website. From my own past experience with our own website, space on the internet is cheap.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it might be, you know,
Kathy has a couple of ideas. Problem is, she's not in town much during the day right now. She's going to school, and then she works at the library. And
no, I understand
so-
that she's busy.
She's been in contact with Jeff once, maybe. So, you know, it's,
Free to work on it.
they are starting to look at it, and she does have a couple ideas to increase the space, but I just wanted to make sure everybody knows that right now, it's not critical yet, but it's getting there.
And I just wanted to let you
Yeah.
know that I would encourage you to look for more space rather than retracting information that's there already, unless it's very outdated.
Right. Okay. Anybody? Yes.
Just one quick thing. Thanks for getting back to us about Gilman Wayne thing.
Oh, yes,
And they wanted to accept your offer for a few minutes in the next,
at the next meeting? Okay, that'll be, what did I say, November 19th?
okay, so
Okay.
that'll be scheduled.
Yep. So we'll put you on the agenda for November 19th.
Thank you.
Okay.
We got the memo, the email you sent along, so that can be the basis of
Yeah,
the
we'll make it
discussion.
Okay, so can you mark that for, put them on for November 19th? All right, the only last thing we have is articles that the selectmen want to put on this special town meeting warrant of November 15th. When are the warrant articles all due for the other boards?
October 29th.
So that's
We close
next
at
week.
Monday, what did we agree, 3 o'clock? Monday, 5 o'clock, noon? Sometime on Monday,
I think,
noon.
Okay, and then when are we meeting? November 1st?
The next day, the 30th.
Oh, the 30th? Okay. So tonight, the only ones we want to discuss tonight are the ones that the selectmen want to put
They have to be
on.
posted by the 1st, I think. That was the timeline.
Okay,
So you have in front of you a document marked draft.
Yeah.
These are draft articles. We're not handing them out this until they've even seen them.
right.
There's
Till
no
we
point in
voted on
handing
them.
them out as draft. But why don't you just take them one at a time?
Okay, so really, the only ones we need to do are the Board of Selectmen ones tonight. Okay, so the first one is the fourth one down, I believe.
yep.
To see if the town will vote to transfer from the Selectmen's Office expense account the sum of $585 to pay for the balances of the electric service at the town office building at 290 Patriots Road for FY12, or to take any other action relative
Unpaid
thereto.
electric bill. Which is actually the June bill that we get in July.
Yeah, okay. So,
We can vote on as we go.
do you want me to just read them all, we can vote on them, do you want to vote on them
One at a time,
one
or
at a
groups?
time?
Or if anybody wants to put a hold on one of those?
Yeah, we'll put a hold if we want to come
Okay.
back and discuss.
All right, so that one. The next one is to see if the town will vote to transfer from the town council expense account the sum of $4,442.04 to pay for the balance of legal services for the town of Templeton for FY12, or to take any other action relative thereto. So that's an FY12 bill from
FY12,
KMP,
unpaid
correct?
bill, right. Final balance.
Let's see, next one is the top of the next page. To see if the town will vote to transfer from the selectman's office expense account the sum of $122.59, I'm assuming.
Yeah, the two.
Those last two zeros don't need to be there.
So we're doing 122,000.
To pay for the balance of the toner supply purchase for the town office building for FY12, or to take any other action relative thereto.
I think we could pass over the next one.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah, we
say.
just did that.
We just did that ourselves, so.
This was an article to see if the town will vote to accept the DOR financial review that Mr. Bennett submitted by email. But we just did that tonight.
Okay, the next one is to see if the town will vote to have the town clerk ensure that all public meetings of public bodies in the town of Templeton will be posted on the town of Templeton's website in a timely manner, or to take any other action relative thereto.
I'd like to go back and talk about that after.
Okay, put a star on that one. To see if the town will vote to have the tax collector annually post a list of all taxpayers who owe the town more than $50 in back taxes to the town website.
We already did that tonight. Did that tonight.
Yeah, well,
Well, this would make it technically an article of town meeting and ultimately a bylaw. We did do it tonight, but this just makes it it's a direction every year that she has to do this. But you're right.
So are we asking for it to become a bylaw? then?
Well, it can't be a bylaw until April, until
May.
Oh, until May, okay.
But I would like to see it voted so that we can follow through.
Yeah.
to see if the town will vote to change the wording of Article 47 at the annual town meeting, May 15th, 2012, as follows. To see if the town will vote to transfer the sum of $150,000 from the Pajeri Capital Stabilization Fund for use by the Cemetery and Parks Commission to fund needed capital improvements to Gilman Wake Field. At the May town meeting, it was read Recreation and Parks, and that's two separate boards. And the wording of the Pajari deed is that it's supposed to be an elected board, which the Cemetery and Parks is an elected board, the Recreation is an appointed board, and this way it would fall under just one board and not two. So that's why that's on here. Sorry, I just wanted to explain it while it was right there. Is this next one?
Citizens petition.
Oh, that's citizens
Yeah, that's
petition.
citizens petition.
Police chief, selectman. Okay, we're on the next page, fourth one down, right where the D is on draft. To see if the town will vote to allow the Board of Selectmen to fund from stabilization the purchase of new accounting software in the amount of $22,000. That's what Jeff just spoke about.
That number's a lot, we'll get refined
Right,
as
well-
we get some quotes.
The next one, to see if the town will accept Mass General Law, Chapter 40, Section 13D, to create a reserve fund for compensated absences or to take any other action relative thereto. I'll have Jeff explain that when we go through them. And I think that's it.
I have one more that I'd like to suggest, and it came up tonight, to add an article so that we can put more money into the taking for tax liens.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jeff can, So I'm gonna have Jeff just explain that reserve fund one real quick.
We have in our town individuals who have been on the payroll a long time and have accumulated a lot of vacation leave and sick leave, who when they retire are entitled to be paid out for their vacation leave and sick leave at, 100% for vacation leave and 40% of their sick leave up to a maximum. We do not budget for those events, and it can be very problematic if the chief of police retires June 30th and wants the town to pay him I'm making up a number, it's $8,000, $12,000 in leave that is his due that he has accrued, but we have not budgeted. There is a relatively new, this only became state law July 1st of 2012, a new local acceptance statute known as Chapter 40, Section 13D, which allows the town to create a line in the budget, a reserve fund for compensated absences, to pay compensated absences. This is an article to accept that state statute onto our books and create a line in the town's chart of accounts saying reserve fund for compensated absences. This article does not propose putting any money in that line at this time. The town can vote to fund it up at any time by making transfers in, by appropriating at town meeting, what have you. But it gives the administrator or the board or the personnel committee a little flexibility when someone is approaching retirement and you need to come up with $8,000 or $10,000 that you have not budgeted. You can see it coming a few months to a year in advance. You can have a discussion at the board level or at town meeting. You put the money in that account and it is available for that one-time transaction when someone leaves your books. Like that, there's a small ancillary, which is there's turnover, and when people leave, you need to pay out their vacation and their sick leave, and if it's a low balance and you pay it right out of their salary account, that's usually not a problem because it may take you 2 or 3 weeks to get the next person in that seat, which has been vacant, and so you save 2 or 3 weeks worth of salary. But if you're running very efficiently and one person leaves on Friday and another shows up on Monday, once again, you've just taken more money out of their salary account than in fact is budgeted. So like that, for inter-year turnovers, you'd have available funds to the tune of whatever you choose to put in the account. This is merely an article to create the account.
Bev, have you decided when there's going to be a personnel board meeting?
Yeah,
The 13th?
yeah.
It's a Wednesday, I believe.
Wednesday.
November 13th?
I know, I'm pretty sure it's
That's November 13th is a Tuesday.
Tuesday, then. We agreed on the 14th, right?
Must have been.
Yeah.
Isn't that part of the DOR to
No,
get rid of the
it was the
personnel board?
If we get a town administrator.
Well, yeah, all of that over time.
Because the administrator would
But
do that.
meanwhile, we've got a lot of problems with the personnel policies.
Yes.
What I've kind of had in my mind is that we would try to iron out some of the problems with our own personnel policy.
Yeah.
And even if our type of government changes, the policy itself probably won't change. It'll just go to someone else in a different, if we don't exist, somebody else is going to
Right.
take over the administration of it, so
It's to
it'll
could be
work
used as a
out.
guideline for them,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
however they chose to use
But
it.
basically, that's not gonna change, it's just gonna be the rule.
All right, so there was one that somebody wanted to talk about, town clerk.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're getting at here, because it's my understanding that, first of all, when I was doing it, when I was calling in meetings, I was told that I had to call the girls in the office over here, Kate specifically, and then call the town clerk, and then call Kathy. So why is anyone else having a problem with that? Well, how,
Let me just tell you of an instance that I ran into. I won't mention the particular boards, but the individual thought, and I corrected the individual, that they thought when they ended up giving their agenda to the town clerk put it on the website, period. And that was for multiple boards this individual was talking about. So I had to clarify that. There's still issues around that. It probably would be a lot quicker once that goes through there. So you have every board, there's no question as to who you have to send it to.
every board has to send it to the town clerk.
Right,
The
that's
town
state
clerk is in charge of that. So to have the town clerk send it on to make sure it's posted to the website, it just takes out one level.
Right, what I just
Okay.
wanted to point out, though, she can call it in or send it in or email it into the, to Kathy or whoever's doing the website, but she can't assure you that it's gonna get on there in a timely manner, that's Kathy. You know,
Right,
so,
but she can make sure that it gets passed on to Kathy in a timely manner.
exactly,
Right.
which is why, and this is, we're holding her to make sure that it gets put in a timely manner. That's all, I don't think it's fair to hold the clerk accountable for.
I don't think the issue is with the town clerk or with Kathy. Okay? The issue is
It's
some
with people
people.
setting up meetings.
Right, it's people
I
setting up
understand.
meetings.
And I know who Will's
If
talking
it goes to the town clerk knows how to get a hold of Kathy to make sure that here's the agenda, here's the posting, put it on the website. Okay,
Believe it
I've
or
gone
not.
by the board down at the town clerk's office, and there are meetings posted on the board that are not on the website. Okay? Now, the town clerk had to put it on the board. It's not really that arduous for the town clerk to then hit a button and send it to the webmaster.
Right.
That's what this is. So that everything appears on the website. That's all.
It's just streamlining.
If you live on the end of South Road, it's gonna cost you too damn much money to drive all the way to Baldwinville to look at a board. People that can't get out easily can look at the
Well,
website.
Why would anybody wanna live on the other side?
I don't have to deal with,
She doesn't have town
I don't
water.
have town water,
breaks.
I don't have a sewer line to worry about. Life's
I'm
good
just
there.
Point of order, is that something you're trying to make a bylaw out of, into?
I would like to eventually in May make a bylaw out of it, yes.
So everybody
Because
knows what's going
I would
on.
just argue the fact that, like with planning, we have a vigorous schedule when somebody legally submits paper, it goes, we advertise to the clerks, that's our, we're bound by state law to do that, post it, newspaper, so on and so forth. I don't really, out of due respect, I don't give a rat's ass what the webmaster is doing on vacation or whatnot, because we're obligated to hold that hearing for a certain amount of time, because we live by AG
You're
rules as well.
You're following the rules.
But what I'm
not-
saying is that
it's
I'm
on
not
you.
gonna cancel a meeting because somebody didn't do their job
No
two
one's
parts
saying the
removed,
meeting would
that's
be
all.
canceled. Kurt.
No,
No.
it's just as long as, like,
Right.
as long as we're not gonna take repercussions of somebody after the town clerk not doing their job, that's all the point I'm trying to make.
Excuse me, because your assistant, can I answer Kirk's question? Your assistant is doing his job.
Right.
He's sending it to Carol and then sending it to Kathy.
Right.
when
And that's
Kathy
how it
gets
was
stuff-
originally
But I'm
set
just
up.
saying,
Kathy gets stuff, she puts it right out there. So
but
they're
I'm
not
just
gonna cancel the
speaking on the
meeting.
hypothetical, if it doesn't make the town's website, I'm not gonna
We take
cancel,
it.
I'm not gonna cancel a meeting because of it. That's all the point I'm trying to make.
Exactly, that's a convenience on the website.
Right,
Well, that's-
and I'm just saying it because of the timeframes and the advertising and the money, the applicant's money, we're spending applicant's money, and a lot of it is time sensitive on the state law.
It's gonna happen by default.
Right.
Personally, I don't think that it should be considered a convenience for it to be on the website. Times are changing. Bev's point is valid. The internet is going to be the way people communicate more so than paper. It's coming. It should be part of the deal that it's on the website and the responsibility of the town to post it both there and in paper. I think that's what happened moving forward. should
I
happen.
understand what you're saying, but having said that, you have to know that we don't pay our webmaster.
I get it.
So we can't make
That's why it's a
demands.
down the road sort of thing, but any steps that you can take to move towards that, I would encourage.
Right.
I was totally amazed that the individual that I spoke to that thought the town clerk did that anyway. And it's not the board that you think, Chris. It's other ones, actually, other committees.
Well, all you had to do is
that
read
were
Kate's
thinking in that direction.
memo.
The memo has gone out multiple times, to every single board department committee there is. Other than pasting it on people's foreheads, you email it to 3 people when you send it out.
Yeah.
I understand.
That way it goes on the website and it goes on
Right.
at the town clerk's office and it gets here also.
Right. Sue?
you know, this goes back to more than just posting the meetings on the website. I know Kathy doesn't get paid. Maybe in the future, we could figure something out. Of course, she can't take her money from the library and then the other position and all that stuff. Maybe we could put it under her job description and give her more money as a library assistant. But the point is, more and more people work out of town or just can't, whatever. All departments, not just meetings, all departments should have their information out there. You don't know how many people come knocking on my door in the afternoon looking for the building inspector, or what's the rules for putting in a pellet stove? What's the rules for putting in this? Where's the electrical permits? If the stuff was just listed, look at the assessors webpage. We have motor vehicle abatement applications, elderly exemption, we've got our link to cartographics, so you can look at the aerial view of your plant. We've got links to everything out there. We've got the information out there. And so when someone comes... That's what I'm saying. How about telling all the departments, you should be doing this?
Right.
And I agree with Will. He had asked me for some information for a meeting he needed. I couldn't remember what day he said the meeting was. I went on the website. Okay, well, I guess it's not within the next couple of days. It was that night, because this certain commission that doesn't have a set office or anything like that, so no, it's not who you're thinking. This certain commission didn't have, assumed that when they sent it there, and you know, it's probably one that only gets Kate's emails when they check their email box once a month.
Mr. Wheeler?
Yeah, just a comment about the website. Somebody should be responsible for keeping that up to date. Several things, they're still listing the Town Hall Building Committee on there, and that was dissolved a year ago. And it's still on the website. Somebody should be responsible.
There's more space.
Maybe she didn't give an official letter.
They said they were running out of space.
Yeah.
Believe
Sure,
that, there's
sure.
more space.
And
Yep.
the one point that Kathy made one day is she can't take anything off of there until she's told to take it off.
So I was just
By
saying,
whom?
So,
The
by
person-
whoever put it on,
Say-
I suppose.
selectmen would have to send a letter saying that the building commission has been dissolved, so then she'll take it off.
There you go.
That's what I was just saying to Chris, maybe she didn't get a letter, that's why it's still on.
Voting area, because I think it's still listed as the old gym.
Now it's the high school, right?
Nobody
Shouldn't it be
has
the town
changed
clerk?
that, nor told her, or whatever you gotta do.
See, this has become a
Tax record
communication
still said to go to
problem
9 Main Street about 2 years ago, or I think.
And you knew that?
I knew where 9 Main
The
Street
voting, you're
was.
talking about the voting?
Yeah.
The new voting place, I got a
I got a
card from
postcard.
them.
You got a card, everybody should have got a card.
On the website, I checked today, and I think it said still the middle school gym.
I think it does.
I think we wanna go to the back of the school, to the high school.
Right.
The high school
now.
gym.
So there'll need to be signs or something, but I don't know if that changes your legality.
No, because everybody was notified with a card.
I would think so, yeah, but I'm just saying,
Fine.
that's one outdated practice.
Maybe just a quick note to all departments, just asking them to check what you have posted on the website, and how about putting as much information out there as possible to the residents of town.
All right, well, Kate's already said she's done that. She sent out messages to departments to check their website for outdated
Maybe you
information.
should do, send the thing so that, they gotta send verification that they read it, goes back to you.
Like high school.
Certified.
Elementary
Yeah,
She's very good with the red exclamation marks, that's all I'll
All
say.
right,
I think those are.
okay, we're getting a little off track here.
Last time.
Did you have one other comment?
I just wanted to say that I actually went through this process recently, setting up a meeting agenda, emailing. I had to create no piece of paper. I sent it off to the 3 people that were listed on the website. Within that day, I had changed the webpage with all new accurate information, links to the Mass State website, as well as getting the meeting agenda posted, and always possible with the sending of 1 email to 3 people. Done deal.
Exactly.
So it works. It works.
And that's why I'm saying,
It works fine.
why do we need to?
I just need to take action to make it happen.
And can I just add that I did go out and check out what Kevin did, and I now know what the cultural commission does. Council.
Okay.
We're getting there.
All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 articles, I believe, for 8 articles with Julie's new one for getting money for the tax issues, delinquent tax issues.
I'll need some language.
I thought I had 7. Oh, they are.
I have 7 on paper and then the one that you mentioned that we were adding. And we crossed Jeff's off because we just did that tonight.
Tax taking means we're having.
Right. Money, we gotta find some money.
I need money.
So I will take a motion to accept all these articles unless anybody has one they don't want to accept.
It's on.
I would move to accept the articles with the, as read, with the exception of the one to accept the DOR financial review.
In the addition of an article.
And the addition of one article for finding money for tax taking liens.
That's right, it's 9 in all. It's 8 on the paper and then the one Julie added. I didn't count one. I didn't count the $50 back taxes. Virginia made the motion.
A second.
Julie seconded. So that's all these articles except for the one that Jeff sent because we voted that tonight. All right, so the motion's been made and seconded.
Accepting these and the addition of.
Of Julie's, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Pat?
Yes.
Virginia?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
So then next Tuesday, we will meet and go over all the articles from everybody else that gets them in.
Just as a reminder, there will be a pre-town meeting on November 7th.
November 7th, okay. Pre-town meeting, November 7th at,
Right now, that we're looking at having it at the Kiva, but that will be finalized in the next week.
all right, so
Time.
It'll be 6:30.
So we don't know where the pre-town meeting is going to be, but it will be on November 7th.
Place to be announced.
Okay. Tomorrow night, there is a planning board master plan meeting at 6:30 at the Narragansett Middle School cafeteria. Participation is strongly encouraged.
Refreshments will be served.
Refreshments will be served.
What do we have?
I don't know, it's MRPC that supports it, that brings them, so.
Primer?
So if you can make the master plan meeting tomorrow night, please do so. Jeff?
Announce the election one more time, place,
Okay.
date, and time. Thank you.
All right, the election is Tuesday, November 6th. This is the presidential election, state senator, local town reps and senators for the state of Massachusetts. November 6th from
7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at the Narragansett High School Gymnasium. The parking lot will be empty from anybody except for people voting. There will be no school people parked down there that day. They have already been told, there is no school that day for one thing, but then any sports teams that come in for practices, they have to park up top and then walk to the gym and walk outside to do their thing. By then, though, by that date, the only thing still going on is football, unless one of the other teams makes districts. All the other sports will be done, so there won't be many people. So it's Tuesday, November 6th, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at the high school gymnasium. Also, just remember, next Wednesday is Halloween, 5 to 7 p.m. If you are on the roads at that time, please drive safely. The police will be out and enforcing, so please be careful for the little ones that are walking the streets. We don't want anybody to get hurt. Okay? Anything else? Okay, in that case, I will take a motion to go into executive session pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A2, to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel or to conduct collective bargaining sessions or contract negotiations with non-union personnel.
So moved.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Julie?
It's good, yes.
Virginia?
I think we're good. I do. Thank you.
I need to say something. Petitioning thing. Yes.
Pat? And yes.
You are, website, the BLS.
Okay.
You have to go in there and actually tell it.
Petitions in town